Hello, collective. This is for all 12 signs. Welcome to Divine Spiritual Tarot. I am here to bring y'all messages. I hope you guys are having a good week, collective. Okay? Let's start. Spirit protect me and the collective as I do their reading. Let it go. Whatever comes our way, let it go back to the person that sent it. I pray. Amen and amen. Okay, collective. Let's see what's coming in for you guys, okay? So we have the heart chakra. So at this time, the heart chakra is open here. Okay, and it has something to do with that here. We also have the root chakra. So this is connected to the root chakra as well as the heart chakra. Okay. So the root chakra is connected to your security. Okay, and it has something to do with that, like place, things that make you secure. Heart chakra is when your heart is open here. Okay, and it's connected to that. Okay, collective. What's coming in for my collective? What's the message? What's the message for my collective here? So we have someone here can be trying to have a queen of cups. I call this my queen of cups, but it's the queen of hearts. And it has something to do with that. This queen of hearts here, someone here is trying to have them indecisive her. And it has something to do with that. But it has something to do with people here in spiritual path. So it has something to do with friends, family, and co-workers here. And it has something to do with the skirt temple and family and friends here. And it has something to do with that here, with the skirt temple and spirit. Family and friends could be in the scare temple with spirit, but it has something to do with these family and friends here is in the conscious with mental victim. So someone could be acting like they a victim here to spirit. These friends and co-workers here is acting like a victim to spirit, and it has something to do with that here. Yeah. That's what it has something to do with. And it has something to do with someone here that's in their third eye here. It got something to do with the crown chakra, the seventh chakra here. And it has something to do with the crown chakra here. And it has something to do with who is in the crown chakra is happy and successful. And it has something to do with that, with the conscious. Okay? That's what it has something to do with her. A lot of people is being in love at this time, but some people could be being in love at this time, but they need to know they deserve what they deserve. And it has something to do with that, because if they don't, they're going to go through conflict here. If they don't know what they deserve in the conscious, they're going to go through conflict here with their personal healing. And it has something to do with that here, because we have the loving man, we have the man with a heart, and we also have the loving woman. So someone here could be in love a lot, but someone here need to figure out what they deserve, their values as well as their worth. And it has something to do with that here. Okay, so that's what it has. Someone here needs to know their worth here. We have her indecisive, so someone here can be indecisive for collective. Someone here trying to have a queen of cups here. Be indecisive because someone here is in love or something like that here. Like people are getting into relationships at this time. We have her new behaviors in generation. So someone here is in a new behavior here, and it has something to do with that here. And it has something to do with second game. It has something to do with someone here is messing with someone here that's in the conscious, the unconscious. It's like someone here is in a new world. They have a new behavior her. But it's like someone else here is in the unconscious that someone here is dealing with, and it has something to do with their her. They want someone that's in a new world to be in the unconscious. And it has something to do with that her. They want them to be in the unconscious beliefs. This is what somebody thought they was doing. Let's see. Wise indecisive first word. So we have her future self and perspectives, as well as the unconscious delete. Yeah, someone is in the unconscious with this modest and express. Somebody here knows this. Whoever they're doing this to. It has something to do with the future of self perspectives are in the unconscious. So the unconscious, someone can be trying to delete their unconscious, or but it has something to do with if they try to do, someone can be to try to delete their unconscious, but somebody here in the future is going to look at perspectives because they thought that they can delete their unconscious her. And it has something to do with their with this modest express. And it has something to do with success can be learned by studying those experiences. So someone here needs to go through experiences her. Whoever this is that's trying to delete their conscious, they're going to have to go through experiences her to be in the future of self perspectives. And it has something to do with that her. Okay? And it has something to do with that because it has something to do with a switch and focus, and it has something to do with someone here is in the yin and the yang. Their mind is connected to the yin and the yang, and they search. Whoever this is, that's whoever this is. Somebody thought they could switch. Somebody focus that's connected to the yin and the yang in the mind. And it has something to do with that her. Because it has something to do with that. Yeah. This is what somebody thought that they was doing. And that's not going to work out for somebody here. Yeah. Because someone is in the unconscious. You can't change no switch when you're in the unconscious or try to play with somebody that's in the yin and the yang symbol in the mind. And it has something to do with that maximum feminine energy, her dark and light. And it has something to do with that her. They thought they was going to change somebody's perspective, sir, and they cannot. Whoever this is. Somebody here, it got something to do with future self and perspectives here. But they want someone that's in future, hold on. So it has something to do with, they want this person that's in future self and perspectives to be indecisive. This is what they thought they was doing to somebody here. That's in their future self. And they look at perspectives, but they want them to be indecisive for whoever this is. Yeah. Whoever this is. They want them to be indecisive of their focusing on their future self. And it has something to do with that here because it has something to do with romance. I told you somebody here is all in love. And it has something to do with romance here. At this time, somebody is in romance, and it has something to do with that. But it has something to do with unions. I told you, a whole bunch of people at this time is in unions and romance, and it has something to do with that her. And it has something to do with someone her could be somebody who wants somebody her to be indecisive her to find their future self in their perspectives, and it has something to do with that her. Because somebody here too focused on unions. That's my cat. I'm not going to let him out. So, indecisive. yes. So something is a yes her. Somebody heard it's acting like something is a yes for somebody here to be indecisive. It has something to do with receiving, open-minded her, and it has something to do with lessons. Somebody here needs to receive lessons, and somebody here needs to be open-minded her. It got something to do with knowledge and understanding and looking at lessons and situations. So the situations that we go through at this any situation that we go through her, we need to understand it, and it has something to do with that her. That's how our mind it be open her to receive, and it has something to do with that her because it has something to do with the mirror. Somebody's twin flame can be mirroring them, but they twin flame can't really mirror them because it has something to do with someone her having learned the lesson her to receive. If you haven't learned from your lesson, you're not gonna receive anything. Every day you going through some type of lesson, but you gotta learn from it, and it has something to do with that her collective. Somebody here acting like something is a yes, or they want this person that's indecisive for to act like something is a yes her. But this person need to question what's going on here with this question mark. They need to question what is happening. Not for that's how they not gonna be indecisive. They need to stand their ground, and they have something to do with their her. Not questioning who they are, not questioning their self. It has something to do with eight. Eight is in power and speed. But that's what it has something to do with her. Somebody want them to question their self, and somebody here is not. When they're in future self perspectives, nah, Somebody here having bad sex, and it has something to do with that. Somebody be having bad sex, or they bored of sex, or something like that, and it has something to do with that because it has something to do with chasing portals. Somebody here is for to chase another portal because somebody heard is having because something is somebody here having bad sex, yeah, and that's something to do with her. When the sex run out, somebody here gone. You hear me? Hey. Somebody is gone. That's what it has something to do with her. Give me one on future self. It has something to do with breakup talk. Somebody here for to break up her. And the reason why they fit to break up because somebody here fit to question somebody here. Yeah. They go question somebody. That's why somebody here fit to break up, and somebody here fit to be heartbroken her. Because somebody here haven't asked the questions. They supposed to ask questions about their lover. They supposed to ask questions about their friends, their family, whoever. And it has something to do with their her. And if they not asking questions, they're going to be heartbroken her. If they don't not speak their mind, it has something to do with that her. They want somebody here to be indecisive. No. And they want somebody here to be heartbroken with their future self and perspectives. They want them to be heartbroken her with their future self and perspectives, and it has something to do with that. But somebody here for to break up her. Somebody here think because they left somebody or they lost somebody, they cannot still go for their goals. Or if they with somebody, they still can't go with for their goals her. And it has something to do with that her. Somebody here got addictions her, and it got something to do with choose family her. Somebody could be choosing their family, but somebody here got addictions her, and they in a toxic connection. And it has something to do with that her. Y'all gonna be heartbroken her. They want somebody to be heartbroken her. They know their future self and perspectives. They want them to be heartbroken. This is what somebody thought they was doing her. They want them to question themselves and not question what they dealing with. It has something to do with train. Somebody here could be moving on, life journey, new everlasting, going away, as well as one direction. Focusing on time and keeping going forward. So somebody is moving on with this train, and it has something to do with Gemini energy. 6. It has something to do with whoever that's moving on with new. It's a blockage. The road is blocked her with new. And it has something to do with that here, with blocking changes as well as challenges, time to regroup, as well as taking a detour. Somebody here is something that's blocked her for somebody here to have new. And the reason why, because they never let go of the past. And it has something to do with that here, with Capricorn energy here. It has something to do with somebody here trying to move on, but somebody here act like they moving on, but somebody here still stuck into the past. That's why it's a blockage here. Something gonna be likely here in the fall, because somebody's still messing with the past. And it has something to do with that here. It's real talk. To move on is a roadblock her. Yeah. It's messed up. Give me one on this yes. Yeah, it has to do with soulmates her. Somebody here need to question they lovers. They need to question they lovers. They need to have questions with they lovers her. And it has something to do with that here, with this soulmate here, flamingo, the lovers, unions, dating, as well as long-term portals, as well as charm, as well as two of a kind. They need to question they lover here with Pisces energy here. And it has something to do with two choices. And it has something to do with that here. Somebody here wants somebody here to be indecisive her, but they need to question they lover, because it has something to do with in the summertime here, and it has something to do with that, with the mother. It has something to do with summertime here. Somebody here could have pride as well as ego and things like that here with this castle. Somebody here go have to, it got something to do with that here. Something happened in the summertime here, and somebody here is in the sun with this castle here, and it has something to do with that here. And it has something to do with ancestors as well as wealth, history, and things like that. But it has something to do with castle, and it has something to do with Sagittarius energy here. So it has something to do with summertime here. This Sag went within in the summertime. This Sagittarius went within. For 6 to 3 months, this person went within her, because it has something to do with the airport, traveling, long-term, speed, outcome. And it has something to do with Aquarius energy here, and it has something to do with lost death. So it has something to do with something that's ending her, or somebody here wants something to end, or something was ending her with a Cancer. Aquarius is something with a Cancer her, or it got something to do with that her. It got something to do with the springtime. And it has something to do with that, with the new moon and mating within 1 to 3 months. So somebody here need to question they love her, whoever it is. They need to question, because it has something to do with Castor energy here, the whale. So it has something to do with somebody here if it break up her, or somebody if it be heartbroken. It's gonna be a Castor her that's gonna be heartbroken her. A Cancer, because it has something to do with deep meaning in the community, as well as hidden emotions and resources. So somebody here wants social resources, support, as well as looking deep and perspectives of the conscious in the community. So it's a community here for to be heartbroken her, the community for to be breaking up her. And it has something to do with that here, because it got something to do with pay attention. Somebody here should have paid attention here with offers and acceptance. Somebody here they offers they should have paid attention with. It has something to do with that here, because it has something to do with being judged, bringing order as well. It has something to do with Sagittarius energy. Somebody here be heartbroken here. And it's like very heartbroken with their resources. These lovers will be heartbroken. And soulmates with their resources, sir. It's their support. It got something to do with their support and Cancer energy here. It's coming in power and speed. And it got something to do with too, their choices. And it has something to do with their her. So lovers and also soulmates should be in deep meaning. It got something to do with that. Some of them can be hiding their emotions as well as these lovers and soulmates, because it has something to do with social resources as well. True feelings. Somebody here gonna have to show their true feelings to their soulmate, because it has something to do with that. It got something to do with the whale. It's his Pisces and Cancer energy here. So whoever somebody with, if their soulmate is not supportive, they should be with them. And it has something to do with that hurt. Yep, that's what it has something to do with her. If their soulmate is not supportive, they should be breaking up with them. This is real talk. If they soulmate cannot help them and build with them and sow seeds with them, then they don't need to be with them. If their soulmate is not in the conscious, if they not in the conscious, and if they soulmate is not supportive to them, if they soulmate do not show their true feelings, it has something to do with that. They should not be with them. They should be breaking up with them. And it has something to do with that. And it got something to do with that because it got something to do with somebody who needs to question. And it has something to do with that. Because if they don't question their relationships, they're going to be heartbroken. Communication is the key. And it has something to do with that. This is what somebody here finna find out. This is what these soulmates and lovers finna find out here, man. Now y'all know what's going on, collective. They gotta question their lover. And they gotta question their lover social resources as well as true feelings. Is they supportive to them as well as is they in the conscious? And it has something to do with that, because if they're not, they need to break up with them. Because if they're not in the future self and perspectives, if they're not in their future self and their perspectives, they don't need to be dealing with them, because it has something to do with when you feel discouraged. When you feeling discouraged, do they help you build you up or do they tear you down? It has something to do with trying to look through the eyes of your future self. So it's like you got to know yourself before you can be with your lover. And it has something to do with their. And somebody here wants somebody here not to know their future self. Like your lover should want you to be in your future self, as well as you want them to be in their future self here. And it has something to do with that, because if they not in their future self by loving them with the voice of who they already moved through this, it says, sir, and you are doing better than you think. They got to be in their future self, or they need to be breaking up with them. Because if they with them because of resources, something is up. It has something to do with increase. And it has something to do with tuning in. Going real fast. First you gotta tune in, not to try to increase. You gotta tune in your surroundings and meditate. We have her source, and we have her lovers. So these lovers here should be going with the flow, and it has something to do with that here, because they should have patience, and it has something to do with that. They supposed to have patience here so they can increase. If they don't have patience, they ain't going to be able to increase. And they don't have patience in their lover, they're not going to increase. Because they should be going with the flow. And that's something to do with that. This is what somebody here fit to be aware of with this increasing. That's how they going to increase. This is what they're going to be aware of. And it has something to do with that. They got to go with the flow and be patient. That's their solution. Because it has something to do with solution. They're going to be in sorrow. And the reason why they're going to be in sorrow here, because something is frozen here, because they should have been practical here. Something that's frozen is connected to their faith. It's connected to spirituality. And it has something to do with that. And it has something to do with control. And it has something to do with aware. Somebody's going to be aware of somebody trying to control. Because it's connected to spirituality. Somebody is freezing their spirituality here. They putting their friends, their family, their lovers, and everybody else before their spirituality. And that's a no-no. Because you're going to need that. That's why something froze in her. You got to put your spirituality first. Because it has something to do with limits. Nothing can stop them continuing getting their way. Somebody here want their way here all the time. And it has something to do with her. But it has something to do with 10th house her. And it has something to do with somebody's career and social class. Somebody here want to control somebody's career and social class. No. They want them to not even know who they are. And it has something to do with her. It got something to do with divine unions. Somebody could be in a divine union with this source. But it has something to do with her, and it has something to do with friends. It's time's up with friends. It's going to be time's up with divine unions, and it's going to be time's up with friends. It's going to be time's up with these divine unions, man. Because it got something to do with her, and it's going to be time up with friends. Because it has something to do with somebody here spying on somebody here and trying to paint up something to somebody here with this urn. But somebody here want they way here. With this match to be continued. Because somebody here is two-faced. They play two roles, whoever this is. That's what somebody here finna find out. Anybody can change their mind. You get what I'm saying? You can't depend on that anybody in this world can change their mind. And they have something to do with that. Why this sorrow? Yeah, it got something to do with commitments. Somebody heard? These divine unions fit to be, these divine unions are in commitments. Got something to do with that because it got something to do with stuck and all tied up here, and it has something to do with sorrow and remorse. But somebody here is stuck and all tied up here. Because it has something to do with somebody here is a hater and they only want to knock somebody down their size. And it has something to do with that with this smoke, this two-faced person. So it has something to do with that here. Be aware with your unions here. Because somebody here is in sorrow here. These divine unions is in commitments, and that's why somebody here thought these divine, they was trying to use these divine unions as source. They were trying to use these divine unions as source. And it has something to do with somebody who was trying to do this, and it got something to do with that here. And they was going to use source her, but now they in sorrow her with this commitment. And it has something to do with that her. They want these divine unions as source, but it has something to do with that her. But they going to be in sorrow her in commitments. And it has something to do with that, especially if they're not in their future self and perspectives. If they let their lover run things about their goals and what they want to achieve, they're going to be stuck her and they're going to be in sorrow her. They got to give their time to spirit her. That's what has something to do with her collective. They got to give their time to spirit. And they going to also have to give their time to their careers. Because it has something to do with their, or they're going to be heartbroken because it has something to do with they got to know their self. It has something to do with unexpected. This going to be surprise on the phone with this unexpected. Because it has something to do with somebody thought the grass was green on the other side. And it's not. You got to find yourself. You got to do the work. We want a divine union. It has something to do with unfinished business. So somebody could be having unfinished business with somebody here in a divine union. Somebody got unfinished business here with an intuitive person here. They having unfinished business with this intuitive person. But it has something to do with somebody friends here finna go through a divine intervention. Because it has something to do with somebody here is dating. They dating here. And it has something to do with their her. Somebody got unfinished business with their divine union, or they think they do, but it got something to do with this snake. The snake thinks they got unfinished business with somebody, but this snake is in a commitment here and in sorrow. And it has something to do with their her. Because it has something to do with somebody here is high vibe her. These healers are in high vibe energy. And it has something to do with that. But it has something to do with somebody here that got addictions. You want to mess with these high vibe people that's in, these healers is in high vibe, but they want them that. But somebody here that got addictions here that's on social media and want to keep playing with these high vibe people that's healers in divine timing. Sorry, it's a snake. this snake think that they ain't got unfinished business, but the divine union is already in a relationship and in a commitment. So they ain't got no unfinished business, these snakes, because it got something to do with these divine unions is in a relationship. That's why somebody here in sorrow here for playing around. Yeah, you weep what you sow, don't you? Yep, you weep what you sow. We have for 2 months. Something can happen in 2 months here. It says making new friends as well as partnerships. Somebody here making new friends and partnerships with this 2 months. And it has to do with enjoying without complaining. So somebody here need to enjoy without complaining. We have for lust, passion, intense desire, and cravings. Lust. It has something to do with pleased, thankful. Somebody could be in gratitude here, and it got something to do with gratitude, acknowledging the generosities that inspire others, emotions and thoughts, but also actions and deeds. It has something to do with I don't want to have kids. Somebody here don't want to have kids. It has something to do with that here. It has something to do with somebody here having sex with somebody else. Whoever this is. It has something to do with license plates. So this could have something to do with somebody's license plates. It has something to do with divine feminines. This situation involve a divine feminine and accepting the heart center. So it has something to do with a divine feminine here. It has something to do with temperance. Acts. It says accepting people for who they are. So this temperance angel will accept people for who they are. But it has something to do with license plates here, and it has something to do with divine feminines, but it has something to do with temperance. Sagittarius energy, but it has something to do with accepting people for who they are. So the temperance angel will accept people for who they are. It says, are they caring about looking good for others? So somebody here only care about how they look good for others here. Setting yourself free, but not taking anything personal. So somebody here, they set themselves free. They don't take anything personal. It has something to do with just want to be in your head. So somebody just want to be in somebody's head here. And it got something to do with somebody fake friends. Yep. So it has something to do with that here. So this connects to divine feminine, sir. And it has something to do with the temperance angel here, accept people for who they are. But it has something to do with somebody here. In 2 months, something gonna happen in 2 months, because it got something to do with somebody fake friends here. Want somebody here to be in their head, and they want these divine feminines to be in their head here. Somebody fake friends. Yeah. They want to play with somebody here. But it's a temperance angel accept people for who they are here. But it has something to do with something gonna happen in 2 months. Somebody here gonna meet a new friend or a new person here. Somebody here need to enjoy without complaining. It has something to do with temperance, Sagittarius energy. And it has something to do with the 5 of Wands. Somebody here thought they was gonna put this temperance angel in competition. Wow. We have for the 3 of Pentacles, so somebody here could be working together with somebody here. We also have the 10 of Swords here, and we also have the Ace of Cups. So somebody here gonna be 10 of Swords here, and it got something to do with the Ace of Cups. This got something to do with new love, get out and love coming in, or any of that. But it got something to do with that here. It got something to do with the Knight of Pentacles. So somebody could be working together with somebody here, but it has something to do with the High Priestess. So this High Priestess could be working together with somebody. It has something to do with the Lovers, and it has something to do with the Page of Pentacles. So somebody here could be learning some type of new opportunity and money here with a lover. It has something to do with that here, and it has something to do with the Hermit, Virgo energy. So these High Priestesses going within. It has something to do with the 4 of Wands. It got something to do with contracts. So these High Priestesses could be in a contract here. But it has something to do with the 8 of Pentacles here. It has something to do with the Queen of Swords. Somebody here is working all the time here, and it got something to do with that here. But it has something to do with something could be a burden here, and some gonna be a burden here about some type of money. It could be a Queen of Swords her, or it got something to do with a King of Wands her is trying to have a Queen of Swords her go through burdens about their money. And it has something to do with that her. It has something to do with the Wheel of Fortune. So somebody could be in a contract here with the Wheel of Fortune. It has something to do with the Empress or it has something to do with the Knight of Wands. It has something to do with these Empresses know the truth about this Knight of Wands. And it has something to do with that here. Because it has something to do with the truth is this Knight of Wands is a 10 of Pentacles. And it has something to do with that here. This is what somebody heard for the move the Karma Water Zone. Yeah. Everybody around her. It has something to do with these high priestesses could be working or something like that her. But it has something to do with somebody could be in a contract her and it got something to do with the Wheel of Fortune. It has something to do with the King of Wands, fire energy. And it has something to do with the Magician, Gemini energy. Somebody here manifesting or somebody trying to manifest a King of Wands. Give me one on the Three of Pentacles. It has something to do with the Six of Wands her. Somebody here working together her and they could be in the Six of Wands. But it has something to do with the Hermit her and it has something to do with somebody here could be the Hermit. They going within or somebody here ain't speaking and they moving the Karma Waters. It has something to do with a Princess of Pentacles. Give me one on the High Priestess her. It has something to do with the King of Pentacles, Earth energy. So somebody here in the Six of Wands with a King of Pentacles, these High Priestesses her could be working together with a King of Pentacles her. And it has something to do with the Two of Wands and it has something to do with the Queen of Pentacles. So it has something to do with this Queen of Pentacles her could be working, planning with a lover her. Or these High Priestesses planning with a lover with the Ace of Pentacles and it got something to do with the Star. And it has something to do with that as well. So it has something to do with that. These High Priestesses in a relationship with their counterpart, whoever this is. It has something to do with the Sun. Somebody is in a Sun with their counterpart and they happy with their counterpart. And it has something to do with that. But it got something to do with the Moon and it has something to do with somebody here is walking away her. And it got something to do with the Moon. But somebody here is walking away from somebody here thinking that they could be sneaky here. And it has something to do with that here. With this Seven of Swords. Give me one on the Wheel of Fortune. It has something to do with the Chariot Cancer energy. So right here is happy with their counterpart, who this High Priestess is. Because it got something to do with the Ace of Swords and it has something to do with the Nine of Cups. Yeah, somebody here is fulfilled. They got something to do with the Nine of Cups. I mean the Knight of Cups. The High Priestess is happy with their lover. A King of Pentacles and a Queen of Pentacles is. Yeah. Yep. That's what it has something to do with her. These divine unions is in a contract. But it has something to do with somebody think that they got unfinished business with these divine unions. And they don't have unfinished business. They want these divine unions to be sourced to them. And it has something to do with that. But these divine unions is in a union here. And somebody here is in sorrow. This snake is in sorrow here. In sorrow. Because it has something to do with this snake is in sorrow about a commitment here. Yeah, whoever this is. It has something to do with betrayal. Backstab. Somebody here backstab their side piece. Or somebody here with somebody's side piece. And they backstabbed them. These people that's gossiping her. Yeah, they backstab somebody her. These people that's gossiping her, that backstab somebody her. They gonna be saying sorry. And they gonna apologize too. Whoever these people that's gossiping her and stuff like that her, that betray somebody her, is gonna be wanting to say sorry to this person. Because it has something to do with that her. And it has something to do with this side piece her. Somebody who wanted to betray a side piece her. This person that was wearing a mask. And it has something to do with that her. This is the observing. They wanted to backstab their own side piece her. And it has something to do with that her. But somebody here is messing with a male. And this male is messing with two females her. This male is talking about what's going on with their side piece to this female her that's wearing a mask. And it has something to do with that her. These people that's laughing, they definitely go want to apologize. That were facts. Whoever this is. Told you got something to do with the past. Somebody here wants somebody here to be in the past. Whoever somebody here working with her that's in the Six of Wands ain't in the past or. And it has something to do with that her. And it has something to do with this Hermanus her is aware of this other woman. This Hermanus, this person that know the truth her, that be soul searching and finding true self and also living discovery, know about this other woman her. This other woman looking over your shoulder. They know this Hermanus know about this other woman. And it has something to do with that her. Yeah. They know somebody who's in the past. They know somebody who's working together in the past, or that's what's going to be unexpected all of a sudden. I told you, somebody here plays with the past. And it has something to do with that here. And it has something to do with craving and wants. And it has something to do with somebody here finna get hanged with their cravings and wants. Because it has something to do with this person that's prissy here, with small-minded her, don't even know this Hermanus is watching them. It's a Hermanus her that's watching this prissy person. And it has something to do with this other woman. Yeah. This King of Pentacles her got a secret her. And this person messed with the past. With this unexpected. And it has something to do with that her. This was going to be plugged into the internet. It's going to be plugged into the internet with this son. Because it has something to do with somebody who can be in a commitment. And they in a commitment. It's probably these people that's in self-care. Energy her is in a commitment. And it has something to do with that here. But somebody can be clinging on and obsessed and spying on somebody here. But somebody here is trying to target somebody. They clinging on to somebody here. And trying to target somebody here. And it has something to do with that here. That's what's going to be known. Because whoever somebody here partying with, whoever they party with, they got them knocked up. And it got something to do with that here. They got some, whoever somebody was partying with, got them knocked up. They knocked somebody up they was partying with her. Somebody here play with the past. That's what's plugged into the internet here with this unexpected, because somebody got foresight on it. That's on the internet. They got foresight. And it has something to do with that here. This inspiring person here. It's an inspiring person here. That's with their soulmate and everlasting. But it has something to do with family here. Can be clinging on and obsessed and spying. Somebody family here can be clinging on and obsessed and spying. Someone here is finna target somebody here. And they finna target commitments. Because it has something to do with these people that do self-love and self-care energy here is partying. These people that do self-care, love, energy is partying here. But somebody here finna be knocked up. It got something to do with pregnancy, baby on the way. These people that do self-care finna be pregnant here with this crave. They gonna be knocked up here and they gonna be pregnant here. And it has something to do with that here, because it has something to do with the hangman sacrificing and waiting. And it has something to do with this person is gonna try to hang them. This prissy person gonna try to hang these people that do self-love that they celebrating with. They gonna try to they gonna be knocked up here. They're trying to only sacrifice these people that do self-care. And it has something to do with that here. And this Hermanus know this. There's another Hermanus that's watching this prissy person. And this person is only going to sacrifice these people that do self-care that's partying. They're going to sacrifice them. And they're going to get hanged. And it has something to do with that here, because this Hermanus is watching this other woman. And it has something to do with that. Yeah. It's real facts. It got something to do with somebody here finna find out. Somebody here mess with the past. With this unexpected, a sudden. And they mess with the past her. And it has something to do with that her. Because it has something to do with somebody that's plugged up into the internet. They got foresight, notice. And it has something to do with that her. Somebody here gets to the past. Yeah. That's real talk. It has something to do with somebody who could be, desiring and wanting something here with this desire and wants. And it has something to do with that here. But it has something to do with somebody here is homeless. They homeless here. Somebody that's homeless is wanting something and desiring. And it has something to do with that here. Told you somebody here got an idea. Got something to do with an idea here. And it has something to do with that here. It has something to do with somebody here doing magic. And they try to do magic on somebody here and want somebody here to be in imagination here with this almond. And it got something to do with family. So I heard doing magic on a family here and want them to be in imagination, whoever this is. This the idea somebody thought they was doing. It has something to do with prayer. Somebody heard praying for this person. I thought somebody know this person is doing this. It has something to do with conflict, or somebody if it go through conflict, and somebody if it be going through conflict about gifts or about somebody giving to them. And it has something to do with that hurt. That's what somebody here be blind on. This is what somebody here is blind on. They blind on this. They giving and giving to somebody here. They gonna be fighting, and it has something to do with that hurt. Because it has something to do with somebody here. Want somebody here to be wishy-washy. They want them to not know who they are here. This person that's praying for somebody, they want them to be confused. But it has something to do with something that's a stop for this family. I told you it's a family that's involved. It's a stop. Because it got something to do with somebody here that got pride here. Somebody thought they going to have pride towards somebody here that got self-love. But somebody here that do self-love be praying. That's why fortune come to them. Because they pray and they devoted to the Most High. And it has something to do with that here. That's why somebody here finna go through conflict here. And they finna go through conflict here with these gifts. Yeah. That's what it has something to do with her. Now you know. So I thought they had an idea, but somebody was praying for somebody here. Got something to do with partnerships. And it has something to do with mystery. Somebody heard these partnerships is in a mystery. They in a mystery. Yeah. Give me one of our ideas. It got something to do with distance. Somebody could be in a distance. It has something to do with the one. Somebody could be the one, and that could be in prosperity. Whoever this is the one, and that could be in prosperity, and that could be growing. It has something to do with creativeness. Somebody could be very creative that's from a distance, but it has something to do with travel, and it has something to do with addictions. So I could be traveling, somebody could have addictions, or with this unexpected here, somebody here trying to do something unexpected to somebody here that's intuitive. That's the one. It has something to do with unavailable. Somebody is unavailable here that's creative. That's from a distance. Because it has something to do with healing her. Somebody here is healing her, and somebody here is in gratitude. They're healing and they're in gratitude her. And it has something to do with that here. But somebody here got an ego. Whoever this is got an ego here. And it has something to do with that here. Now you know what's going on here. It has something to do with wish fulfillment. Somebody could be in wish fulfillment. And it has something to do with reveal. Somebody could be a star here that's in wish fulfillment. It has something to do with fear. Somebody here is in fear about somebody's ideas. Because somebody here could be in sorrow here. Somebody here that's intuitive here could be in sorrow. Because it got something to do with their inner awareness. These intuitive people here is going to be in sorrow because of their inner awareness. They need to find their inner awareness here. And it has something to do with that here. Give me one on this. It has something to do with letting go. Somebody here is going to let go these fears. Because it has something to do with glory. And it has something to do with self-confidence here. Somebody here could be in glory while somebody else here is in self-confidence. Somebody here needs to be in their self-confidence. Because it has something to do with that here. That's why somebody here wants somebody here to be in sorrow. So I heard letting go of these fears, whoever this is. Because it has something to do with resentment. Somebody here is not talking. Because they let go. It has something to do with bottles up. And it has something to do with somebody thought they could bottle up some type of dream to somebody here. Or bottle up some type of dream with the unknown. Yep. That's what's going on here. Yep. So we have her just the moon. And it has something to do with every day I bring radiance to self-love to my mind and body and soul. But somebody here, they bring radiance into their body, mind, and soul every day. Whoever this is. We have for surrendering to setting limits. So somebody heard they surrender to set limits. Whoever this is, they put boundaries up. Whoever this is, it says it is healthy to set boundaries. Somebody heard set boundaries, and it has something to do with that because it has something to do with surrendering to frustration. Or somebody here's mad because somebody heard set boundaries. It has something to do with surrendering to fear of change. So somebody here don't want to change, and it has something to do with that here. Surrendering to negative thinking. So somebody here don't want to change negative thinking. It has something to do with surrendering to resentment. So somebody here ain't talking. I told you that. And they not talking and they not letting in negative thinking here. It has something to do with that here. Because somebody here don't want to change. It has something to do with surrendering to attachments and resentments. So somebody here needs to surrender to attachments and resentment. It says the frame of success is doing all you can, making things happen. Somebody heard they make things happen, or they surrender to attachments to and resentment. They let them go. That's why they in success. Yep. Whoever this is. So I heard I want to change, and they gonna have to. It has something to do with that. These people that's charming her. They got to surrender to the fear of change. These people that's charming and in sexual energy, because it has something to do with the divine flower, and it has something to do with the solar plex chakra, the secret chakra, and it has something to do with sexual energy and emotions. Somebody gonna have to let go of emotions, or because it has something to do with somebody here go have to find their way out here, because somebody here is dealing with a clown. These divine flowers here that's in sexual energy, it's going to have to let go, because it got something to do with they dealing with an evil clown, and it has something to do with that here with this moon stages here. That's the secret. They dealing with a clown here. They got to find their way out here with this charm and sexual energy here. It's real. Because it got something to do with it's game over with this charm. It's going to be game over with these negative thinking. Because it got something to do with somebody here that's in it bits. They in the darkness here. And somebody here, emotions is going to be spilled here with this apology. Because it got something to do with somebody here, they don't care. Somebody here don't care about boundaries. This person that's keeping quiet here. Yeah. It's going to be game over with somebody's charm, because it got something to do with somebody here finna go through a heartache. And it has something to do with that, because it got something to do with somebody here wanting somebody here to be in a love triangle. And it has something to do with that here, and it's just for them to go through this, because it has something to do with somebody here is keeping quiet, that don't care about boundaries. Yeah, somebody here played around. They did. They played around here, whoever this is. So if they go through heartache, and it's going to be game over with that charm and that sexual energy. Yeah, because it got something to do with the flame of a rebirth. Somebody heard they rose from the ashes, or whoever this is with this phoenix, and it has something to do with that her, and it has something to do with the herb medicine, healing, and also prophets. This is a prophecy. It has something to do with that her. Somebody, it's going to be game over for somebody her sexual charm, because it got something to do with that here, and it got something to do with they finna go through a heartache. Yep, because they don't want to get tired of spirit. Play around if you want to. It has something to do with the voice of their soul. Listen to the soul calling to find your true self. Somebody go have to find their true self. It has something to do with that here, with the brightness of the light. It says becoming a brightness of the light, illuminating your pathway and the path of others. So somebody here got to find their own pathway, so they can have the path for others here. And it has something to do with the voice of souls and somewhere they go within, because it has something to do with the swords of courage. Courage is the weapon to cut through the obstacles that lies ahead. And that's that truth. And it has something to do with her. Because somebody replied with a phoenix her. And this phoenix her know about the lost city. Yep. That's deep. So y'all take care. Bye bye.